Hey everybody, Enigma here, coming at you with a video today. Hope you're having a great weekend. I read some news this week that was kind of disturbing, and this isn't really a gaming video, but it pertains to games as well. But it's more about entertainment. And I feel like it was my civic duty to, as a red-blooded American male, to help out an all-American company like the Walt Disney Company. Apparently, they're having a problem attracting uh, Gen Z males, males to consume their products, to watch their shows, buy their toys, all that good stuff. Uh, and they can't seem to figure out why that is, and I just felt like I should really be here to for them because they really need my help because they don't have access to anything that they could possibly uh, turn into a male centric franchise where they could, possibly. I have to move this stuff because it's just comically in the way. They don't have any idea what to do, and it's my civic duty, as I said, to tell the Walt Disney Company, you guys are idiots. You have the two most profitable movie franchises that are male centric in your portfolio. You've had them for a long time, and you have done nothing but piss all over them since you have gotten them for the most part. I know Marvel turned to, did some stuff, but that ship sailed. And it comes down to this very simple fact: you have been telling men for the last decade or so that everything that they love, they have to let go of. It's not for you anymore. You can't like Star Wars. Star Wars isn't for you anymore. You have to let it go. You have to let this modern audience come in for it, which doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. So they're making movies for nobody, basically. They thought they started out by making Star Wars movies for Star Wars fans, and then they found out real quick they had no idea what they were doing, and it just really cratered. And by the time they got to that third movie in that trilogy, it was just a casket on wheels on fire, heading into a burning orphanage laced with nitroglycerin or something. It was, they screwed everything up. And I don't care if it's movies, I don't care if it's television, I don't care if it's video games. It comes down to the very simple fact that if you are chasing a modern audience, you're wrong. There's no modern audience. There are audiences, okay? It's okay to admit that you have a male-centric IP, that there's something out there about Star Wars that is, it resonates with males. It doesn't mean that females uh, can't like it too. I know plenty of girls who love Star Wars, the old stuff. They think the new stuff sucks, but there's nothing wrong with it, and it was always easily accessible to everybody. It just so happens that space fantasies with laser swords tend to resonate more with men than they do with women. Notice they didn't do any of that shit with Barbie, did they? No, they didn't. They left Barbie alone. They brought out a movie that for girls, for women who basically all grew up with Barbie dolls, and I don't remember anyone getting all pissed off at Warner Brothers for doing that. I didn't. I didn't see it. I know of it. I know what happens in it, but it's just that they didn't screw with what works. And that's the problem, is that you guys have had access to these IPs like Star Wars and Marvel, and instead of understanding why they're popular and bring people in who would be good stewards for the property to make sure they can cultivate the audience and continually grow that audience, even if it's male. Last time I checked, men's money spends just as good well as women's money does. You put people in charge who want to go in there and put their own personal stamp on it with self inserts, deconstruction of beloved characters, subversion, all these things that you just know are going to piss off the audience. And we know it because we keep seeing interviews with people that come out and say, "Yeah, I did this to piss off the chuds, to piss off the guys, to piss off the keyboard warriors and whatever." And I'm sorry, but anytime if you set out to make a piece of entertainment, it's something that needs to be consumed by people, like a movie or a TV show or a video game, and your entire reason for doing it is to piss somebody off, you are not in the right business. You're just not. I don't care if it's a movie, TV show, video, whatever it is. I want as many people to consume my product as humanly possible. I don't want to sit there and just throw rocks at one side and just go piss on you guys. Well, you guys love Star Wars, but guess what? It's now we have the no boys allowed sign up on the door now. You can't come in. You can't come in. Okay, so we stopped coming in, and now you're wondering why you don't have any money. You're wondering why why aren't men flocking more towards our stuff? It's your own fault. You put the wrong people in charge who have no idea why things are popular, who have no idea why uh, stuff made money the way that it did. And instead of them looking at it and watching it, I mean, hell, Marvel won't even hire people who read comic books anymore. I mean, what the hell? That's to me, that's just complete and utter like insanity. You have access to 50, 60 years of beloved comic book stories for beloved characters. And your whole thing in life, your whole thing is that you don't want to hire people who read those things, who understand why those are popular, who love those stories and those characters and want to bring them to life. And your whole thing is, nah, nah, we need to do our own thing. How's that working out for you? Exactly. So the problem with Disney isn't that they don't have access to IPs that are male centric. The problem is that they have been spending the last 10 plus years telling men that their wants and desires and things they grew up with and things that their fathers loved as well aren't important anymore. They've been just telling you and telling you and telling you we don't care about you. So we go off and we find our own things. We go play video games. We go for walks in the woods. I like to go down to the river. Uh, there are so many things, other things that we've been doing, and we're not giving you any money. So now, because this modern audience that you wanted so damn bad, and you got, isn't giving you any money, now you're coming back and wanting to go, well, geez, we need some IPs that are going to interest males. You have them. Just recognize what you have and bring it, go back and just make it the way it should be made instead of just trying to do these self inserts and all this deconstruction and subversion and all that BS. Get rid of it. Absolutely get rid of it. And that goes for anyone, video game companies too. Video games are the same way. They get an IP that people love. They bring in someone, they're going to sequelize it and they're going to bring out another game, and they do. And what happens? They get people in there who have agenda before, uh, profitability. Anytime you put agenda ahead of the profitability or the health of the product, then you've hired the wrong person. You've hired the wrong people. Period. And you just see it plain as day. Let's look at The Last of Us, right? Last of Us Part 1 is a as far as that generation goes, the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, Wii generation, I say that the Last of Us is my favorite game from that generation. I think as far as story goes, it's about as I hate using the word perfect because I don't because there's no such thing as perfect. It's an idea. Perfect is the same thing as what your favorite meal, right? It changes depending on who you ask. But as far as story and character development and being an emotional attachment, The Last of Us does it just as well as I've ever seen anything in any part of media. And then they go to The Last of Us Part 2. They bring in consultants. They do all this stuff. And what did they do? They pissed all over it. They pissed all over the original. And then, and the sequel I guess it did okay or whatever. But the thing is that you can tell that they made the wrong decisions because the TV show cratered at the same time that the game cratered. So they're following the story of the games, and the exact part of the games where people were pissed off is the exact part in the show where people got pissed off. And what do you have to show for it? A broken IP that Last of Us. Will we ever get a Last of Us Part 3? Maybe. I don't know. Disney, you ever gonna do more Star Wars movies? I know they're hanging a lot on Mandalorian right now with Mandalorian and Grogu. They're doing that movie. Uh, what about Marvel? Well, Marvel, if Doomsday goes, you know, if it sucks, we'll see. You know, if it doesn't make any money, that could be it for the head guys at Marvel, and it should be, quite frankly, because they're the ones who presided over this steep decline. And it's not like it was just a decline. It wasn't like this. Oh, it's a little bit. It's a little bit of it. They dropped off a cliff, and that's because your core audience, the ones who grew up loving your stuff, the stuff that you have, you told them to go pound sand, and they did. And now look where you are. So, I just wanted to say that. I know it was a little fun there. A little video. I do find it funny that that they do have Star Wars, and they're like, well, why aren't more men watching our stuff? Gee, I don't know. Why did you destroy Star Wars? But that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I would love it if you would follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and Rumble. Also, the subscription on YouTube. I'm pushing hard to get to 500 YouTube subs by the end of the year. I'd love to be monetized by the end of the year. My 50th birthday, if I get monetized on YouTube, it'd be great. On January 1st. All you got to do is smash that subscribe button, the like. If you want to comment, let me know what you think. I'd appreciate that. So I'll see you guys on the next video. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Thank you so much.